Hey there everybody, and welcome back to the Posture Project. As always, I'm your host, Justin Archer, aka The Posture Guy, and today we're going to be talking all about nothing. That's right, for the next 5 to 10 minutes you can look forward to a lot of eye blinking, crickets chirping, and, if you're really lucky, the occasional wind going by. No, not that kind of nothing. What I'm talking about is how sometimes the best thing we can do to relieve symptoms and improve posture is to do nothing. And when I say nothing, what I'm referring to is putting our bodies in static positions for a certain amount of time and just allowing our bodies to do what they do best and kind of figure things out and realign themselves. And I think the key word there is allow. Because, in so many parts of life, we've become accustomed to, the harder you try, the more time you spend, the more energy and effort you put into something, the better your results are going to be. And unfortunately, that's just not always the case when it comes to posture alignment therapy, especially for the, type A's, movers and goers and, just go, 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 go type of people. A lot of times, you just need to relax in a position and, like I said, just let your body figure things out, okay? So, before we get into these exercises, or I guess more fairly, you can consider them positions, I will let you know they're beneficial for all three condition types, 1, 2, and 3, but probably more so for 1 and 2, okay? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, condition types, I'll put a link down below this video to another post I did, so it teaches you how to determine which condition, postural condition you are, 1, 2, or 3. But especially if you're 1 or 2, you're going to get a lot of benefits. If you're 3, you'll get some benefit as well, okay? So without further ado, let's get to the positions, all right? The first one is called static back. And basically all you need for this one is either a foam block, a chair, an end table, a couch, something that's between, I'd say, 18 and 20 inches high. I'm 5'8", 18 inches is fine for me. If you're a bit taller, you can always just fold up some blankets, and or towels and stack them on top to make them a little higher. Basically what you're going for is when you lay down, you want a 90-degree angle at the knee joint, okay? That's important. Not so much for the knees, but because 90 degrees at the knees will mean 90 degrees at the hips. And putting your hips in that 90-degree position here puts your hips and pelvis in a neutral position, okay? So they're not tilted forward or tilted back. And then also, them being on the ground, it's taking any rotation in your hips and pelvis out of there and then causing extension from your low back to your mid back to your upper back, and also removing extension in your torso while simultaneously promoting extension, because since we spend so much time sitting behind the desk, behind the wheel of the car, and all that flexion, it allows that to come out of our spines. So you want to stay here for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Most people would be, 5 minutes will be fine. And you're not really doing anything. Your arms are out anywhere between 90 and 45 degrees. Just make sure your palms are up. And you want to breathe in and out through your nose into your lower back and sides. So almost like you're breathing east to west out to the sides, and exhale. And some of you may find that when you get in this position, there's going to be a significant arch in your lower back. That's okay. Don't try to press it flat. It'll go flat on its own within that 5 to 10 minutes. If it goes flat sooner, still stay in it for a minimum of 5 minutes. If at 5 minutes there's still an arch, just wait it out until that arch goes away. Okay? So, and what's basically happening is as the muscles in the hip and pelvis relax, it's going to allow the pelvis to return to that neutral position, and as a result of that, you'll feel your lower back come in more and more contact with the ground. So that's a good sign. Okay? So, like I said, 5-10 minutes there. Then we're going to go into supine groin stretch. This is one of my favorites. It's kind of like a half static back. You have one leg up, and the other is going to be out straight. Let me back up here a little bit. There you go. So one leg is still up at 90. The other is out straight. And if you can see, I have it blocked off here with a yoga block and then a dumbbell, I think it's like 20 or 30 pounds, against the yoga block, so that when I relax my leg, the leg doesn't turn out, okay? So you want the foot and the knee, if a laser was coming out of them, pointing straight up at the ceiling, okay? You want to make sure your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders are all aligned, okay? And your arms, again, are out at anywhere between 90 and 45 degrees. And again, you're just relaxing, breathing in and out through the nose. And you want to stay here for a minimum of 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, okay? Now, when I tell that to people, I go, what? Like, what do I do here? Again, just nothing. You just relax. And the reason it's necessary to spend a minimum of 15 minutes here is because what this is doing is promoting a passive elongation on your hip and groin muscles with an emphasis on your hip flexors, otherwise known as your psoas muscle, which attaches from your inner thigh bone through your pelvis and attaches to every lumbar vertebrae. All right, you got one on your left, one on your right. So right now I'm doing the left side, so we're working on that left psoas. Now as that releases, there's this chain reaction both up and down in the body, north and south, that's going on. In the lower body, it's removing rotation of my leg, allowing my knee to extend. As this pelvis returns to a neutral position, when the psoas returns to its normal length and tone, then it's going to help extend my spine, remove rotation out of my upper body, a lot of the similar things that the static back does. A big difference why people say, well, why can't you just do one or the other, is look at the pelvic separation we have here. This hip is in flexion at 90 degrees, while this one's straight out at 180 degrees. This is absolutely necessary for we as humans to walk and run. I always joke, we don't walk like or bounce around like rabbits, two legs at a time. We have to have our legs being able to be separated. And when they can't, then our hips start rotating. That leads to back pain, hip pain, knee pain, all types of other symptoms, okay? So you're gonna lie here for 15 to 20 minutes. And this one, I hope you guys don't mind, I have a quick story to share with you. There was a gentleman I saw years ago who came in and he told me he had seen 90 years worth of experts, of experts and gurus and specialists for his hip and knee pain. He also had some lower back pain. And he was kind of, standoffish, like, well, what are you going to do? And I said, absolutely nothing. And I can just tell from his body type, his personality, he needed this. And so we did some static back, the first one, and then we did this. And that really took up the whole appointment because we went in here, he said, oh, this feels good. And he just kept on saying it felt better and better and better. And at the end of an hour-long appointment, after doing both sides, he got up and he said, this is the best I've felt in 5 years. And I was like, yeah, we really didn't do anything. So imagine what's going to happen next week. And he just, progressively got better and better each week. But that just goes to show you, 90 years worth of experts and specialists and gurus, and he brought a whole notebook of all the stuff he tried, and he just needed to trust in his body, put himself in the right position, and let his body figure it out. As smart as you are, as smart as I am, our bodies are way smarter than any of us, okay? They'll figure it out. You just give it a tiny little bit of help. So this is supine groin stretch. Probably chatted more than I should in that one, but I love staying in it. And last but not least, because I'm sure after 5 minutes of static back, the 15 or I guess total 30 minutes spent in supine groin stretch, you're going to be a little antsy. You're going to want to move. You may even be a little sore from being on the ground that long because I know most people don't spend that amount of time on the ground usually, so maybe kind of stiff and sore and you want to move around. And we're doing an oldie but a goodie, cats and dogs. So if someone wants to call me out on this, sorry, I lied. You're going to have maybe 30 seconds of work, but trust me, after those two, you're going to want to do this. So you want your hips over knees, shoulders over your wrists, and basically the cat position is like the scared kind of Halloween cat. Breathe out, and then you go into the dog, arch your back, drop your shoulder blades together, and look up. Breathe out as you go into the cat. Breathe in to the dog. In the dog position, make sure to let your shoulder blades drop together. In the cat position, your shoulder blades move away. And you just do this 10 times. Some people like these so much, they like to do 20. By all means, if that's you, you can do as many of these as you want. I would just say do 10. Because after doing that supine groin stretch, believe it or not, there's so much change on one side and then the other side. You want to do something bilateral just to kind of link all the different parts of your body back up. Okay? So those are the 3. 5 minutes static back, 15 minutes per side of the supine groin stretch with the one leg out, one leg up, and then 10 of the cats and dogs. Total time you're looking at is probably between 35 and 40 minutes. Okay? And if you're freaking out, about, just spending the time doing nothing, understand, like the story I shared with you, the gentleman who, after doing this, it's the best he's felt in 5 years. You're actually not doing nothing. It looks like you're not doing anything, but you're really, really doing a lot. And trust me, your body will thank you. And you're going to be a lot more productive during the rest of your day. And I always tell people, it's okay to take half an hour or an hour for yourself. And it's okay to lie there and do nothing. I actually just did the supine groin stretch the other day for a full hour, and the world did not spin off of its axis. Life kept going on, birds kept chirping and everything, life was fine. So don't stress out of it, just relax, let it be time for you, okay? And please, after you're done, let me know what your findings were, how you felt afterwards. You can leave those down in the comment section below, okay? Anyways, I look forward to hearing from you guys. I look forward to seeing you inside the next video. Until then, take care and keep moving.